Which events will have and will not have forward-facing sonar for the 2026 Bassmaster Elite Series? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. If you're new, my name is Steve Chapman. Bassmaster is currently holding their coin flip on which events will have forward-facing sonar and which will not. Now, this is something completely brand new. They had their schedule that they released just around ICAST or whatever it was, and they've looked at trying to improve the fan engagement, but also listen to what the anglers want. And forward-facing sonar could be used in up to 5 events. They've put 2 together, flipped a coin, made it so if it was landed on one, that would make that. If it landed on heads, it would make that first one forward-facing and automatically make the second one non-forward-facing. And it can flip-flop. This also means that forward-facing sonar will not be allowed in practice too. Now, I'm not sure whose idea it was to do the coin flip, but bravo. And having Saunders and Zona and Height there reviewing what was going on, and also extra anglers coming on and giving their opinion, was another sight of brilliance from Bassmasters. And they emphasize that they're going to look at this rule after every year. Will they have it full time? Will they decrease it? Will it stay the same? This is something that they're going to look at and try to make the best decision for the fans and also the anglers. They want to have full disclosure. They want transparency in this event. That's why they did it live. They didn't want anyone to think that behind the scenes something was changed or something was different. So they did this in full transparency. That I love also. And here's what I'm going to say. Please, Bassmaster, bring back Mark Zona. He is absolutely amazing. His camaraderie with Saunders and Davey Height, and then Davey and Mark going back and forth, not worrying about ego, not worrying about who can say more, and just feeding off each other is amazing. We need Zona back full time. And I want to make sure it's very clear. Having the extra anglers in was fantastic. My only complaint, before we get into which event's going to have forward-facing sonar, my only complaint is, during this hour-long thing on Bassmaster.com, I actually felt like we saw more fishing than we did the last fishing tournament. And that's a joke. That's really just a bad joke. So for 2026, here's the events that will have forward-facing sonar and the events that will not have forward-facing sonar. So starting off, February 5th is on Lake Gunnersville. There will be no forward-facing sonar. February 12th through 15th on Lake Martin, they will be allowed to use technology. Those first 2 tournaments could be really weird because of how the weather is, how cold it is. They should be really pre-spawn fishing, but have a cold winter. Those 2 could be really crazy. Now, the Classic is March 13th through 15th. They will be allowed to use forward-facing sonar throughout the whole thing. The second group is March 26th through 29th on the Tennessee-Tombigbee Waterway. They will not have forward-facing sonar in that tournament. April 16th through 19th on the Arkansas River, they will be allowed to use forward-facing sonar. May 7th, they're in Lake Murray. They will have forward-facing sonar in that event. On Santee Cooper, on May 14th through 17th, they will not be allowed to use forward-facing sonar. And then last, June 11th through the 14th, the Passamaquoddy. They will be allowed to use forward-facing sonar. And then August 13th through 16th on Lake Champlain, they will not, which is just going to make that tournament that much more impressive to see how people fish, where they fish. Or really, we'll get to see how many anglers go out there and pre-practice in the allotted time that they're allowed to find spots, because that's going to be a tough one. Lake Champlain without forward-facing sonar could be really crazy. And lastly, and I had to refilm this, they did the coin flip for the St. Lawrence River, and luckily there will be forward-facing sonar for that tournament, which is just great news for the Johnston brothers, because I had already heard that they collected the check and received the blue trophy for 2026, because they will be the favorites again. They are the two greatest anglers on the St. Lawrence River. Now, what did you think of this coin flip? What do you think of the places they're going that has forward-facing sonar and the places that they don't? Do you like it? Do you think this was a good move for Bassmaster in the Elite Series? Do you think this will make the most diverse angler of the year for 2026? Because that's a really big question right now too. Drop a comment below, and thanks for participating. Thanks to all the new subscribers, members, and everyone who's interactive on the channel. I really do appreciate it. It is a humbling experience that this channel is going through, and it's us. This is you and I can't say thank you enough. So thank you. But if you're not a subscriber, do me a favor, click that button. Also click that bell so you know when the next video drops. And thank you again for everyone that checks in on me. Remember, take a kid fishing, tight lines, shears, and get your fish on.